So we are so fortunate to have a wonderful person with us to give a talk on inclusive development and national building, Ambedkar's economic and educational thought. Of course, he'll be giving a talk on artificial intelligence, how the education and employment during this particular age. There are a lot of speculations, there are a lot of conspiracies, there are a lot of discussions everywhere, right from the schooling to college to every workplace. What about the future of future employment in the age of artificial intelligence, etc. And I'm so excited to present to you, all of you, a renowned economist and someone who worked around the globe on the western part of this globe in US, New York State Universities, Professor Balcharan Garu. Sir, thank you so much for taking time. In fact, he's just neighbor to us and someone from the Delhi has to introduce to us. And thank you, Appara Garu, for introducing Member Secretary, sir. Introduced Balcharan Garu to us, and he has a very good profile. And certainly, I believe this session would be very informative and inspiring. And certainly, we will all enjoy with the session. Sir, may I now request you to start this day with your wonderful talk on the topic what we have just mentioned. Welcome, sir. Shall we give a big round of applause to sir to welcome Balcharan Garu? Yeah, please come here, sir. Please come here. And technical team, the presentation, please. You can start the live.
So thank you all for giving me this opportunity. I appreciate this. The topic is affirmative action and social justice in the age of AI. This is a work in progress. Therefore, what I'll be doing is, it's a small part of that I'm going to be presenting. It's a book I'm writing. And at this point in time, we don't have much to cover on the affirmative action side as yet. That's the situation. So the question right now, what I'll try to address in this presentation is, close. Okay. In this presentation is why, what, and how education and employment in the age of AI. This is a very pertinent question at this point in time. So let's get into the business of this. To start, just giving you a rough idea on what AI is and how it's evolving at this stage. AI basically is, it started in 1956. John McCarthy from Dartmouth College came up with this term, artificial intelligence. It was called thinking machines before. And the great Alan Turing, who's considered to be the father of computer science, his wonderful paper, Can Machines Think? That's where everything started. And at this point in time, in 2025, we have reached a stage where we are calling this as AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. Artificial General Intelligence in layman's terms is AI or a machine reaching human knowledge status. But I wouldn't say human status, it's gone far beyond. Today's machines can speak 100 languages at the same time. They can play music. They are experts in different fields of science, economics, different aspects of finance, etc. at the same time. So no human can possibly do these things. And the next evolution, which they are expecting in the next few years, not very far, not decades, just next few years, is ASI, Artificial Superintelligence. And at this stage, it's considered a machine will have the sum of all human knowledge, which has taken us thousands of years to evolve, and the sum of everybody. One machine having all this knowledge. So thinking about it itself is mind-boggling. So let's start with any technology that comes into the market. You would see technology decides how the economy and society is going to evolve. Whether it was the printing press or the technologies that followed, railroads, electricity, etc., etc. Every technology changed the way we live. For example, if you take plumbing itself, if you didn't have plumbing, you wouldn't have high-rise buildings, right? You wouldn't have downtowns, you wouldn't have urbanization. The way we see, we would have been horizontal cities rather than vertical cities, right? Same with escalators, same with mobility, right? Automobile or airlines. Similarly, internet, it reduced the cost of communication drastically, and you know the revolution that happened in every other field that followed. New technology will always bring structural change. When I say the structure of the economy changes, and high productivity will make existing products more efficient and quickly. You can do these things. New products will evolve, new production processes will create new logistics, assembly lanes, and mass markets. Together, we expect new technologies will have always improved the standard of living. So AI is no different. AI, we believe, is going to change the way we live and how we live. And AI is about learning how to learn how to learn. It's recursive. We all know is learning how to learn. Let's go beyond learning how to learn how to learn, or how to think how to think. Okay, it's one more step ahead. That's metacognitive learning. So at every step in human civilization, from Stone Age to agriculture to industrial revolution to the current digital, technologies have always determined economy and society. The last major change that we saw was the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century. And this defined the current education system we have today. The education system today doesn't match. It started in the 18th century. It suited the industrial age. That's why we taught subjects like math, science, which were very much required. And the format of schooling was also 9 to 5, etc., etc. But the way we see it today, in a digital era, everything is very different. Information is at your fingertips. Google has made everything democratic, right? Information is not specific to libraries or individuals. So it's a different world we live in. But the system we still follow is the 18th century system. Times have changed, but the format of how we learn and teach has not. So we need a drastic change in how education has to be if we have to survive in the age of AI. That's basically the quest of what today's topic is all. Why education? If machines can learn everything, if machines can do everything, then why do I have to do anything? Why should I learn? Why should I go to school? This is the basic question we have. 85% of today's jobs, today's students, will do what they will do in 2030 that does not exist currently. All the jobs that are going to happen in the future don't exist, and all the current jobs are changing. 70 to 90% of the jobs won't be the same in the future. Given this context, what should I learn today? Or why should I learn? If I don't know what jobs are going to be there tomorrow. See, you know that AI can process information faster. It can optimize. It can do it at speeds mind-boggling, which can be very precise at different scale, at a high scale. Firms believe that AI is more efficient than humans in terms of productivity, resource use, and capex. Then why should education be there? Why educate humans? This is the next question we have, right? These are all set of questions I'm asking. And this is, like I said, it's a part of a bigger paper. I'm presenting a part that's about it, about education and employment. And if you notice the top 7 AI firms today, AI firms specifically, not general firms, you would notice 70% of their coding is done by AI. It's replacing most of the coders, right? So what is going to happen to computer science in the future? If machines can code, why do you need humans to do coding? Department of Computer Science can be shut soon, right? So same thing with last year, Google AI, Deep Learn, actually won the Math Olympiad, which was conducted in Europe somewhere. And this particular achievement started, I think, the AGI era. That's since when it has exceeded humans a little bit. Because it won the gold medal. AI won the gold medal, not humans. It competed with humans. And you would notice that a lot of research is happening in different fields which in fact human genome project data or bioinformatics data or including meteorological data, lot of things which we were not able to solve in the past are being solved right away. They announced last month or so, Google announced that there's a cure for cancer. AI found it from the data, from the bioinformatics data. So we don't know how things are going to evolve. It's becoming a researcher itself, AI. So why educate? You get my point, right? So if at all we have to educate, what should we educate people on? What education? How should the curriculum be redefined? Is it the same science and math which a machine can learn better? Because you are going to use computers and laptops or computers and calculators all the time. AI is one more tool. If you have it at your fingertips, there's no point in you having to go through this education process when a machine can do it for you at your fingertips. So what should be the curriculum? What skills should be in the curriculum that are making our students or employees future ready? This is a big question that we are going to have. How education? Like I said, the container is more important than the content, right? Or is it the content more important than the container? So the idea is the format of schooling has changed. It's now 24/7. It's now at a virtual learning. You can learn anytime, self-learning. All these things are evolving. Every individual, every student can have an assistant, digital assistant, who will be basically, I'm Bala, I'll have a digital Bala. A digital Bala will give me all the information I require, my weaknesses, where I lack. It will tell me exactly what to study. It will move me from one level to the next level. It will have all my financial data, my academic data, my personal data, my healthcare data, everything. Whenever I want it, it will start giving it to me. So given this growth of data, at this point in time, how should education be? Is it going to be 9 to 5 again, coming for a two-year or 3-year degree to a college campus and waiting? Or is it going to be lifetime learning? Is it going to be multidisciplinary learning? These are big questions, because the format is changing faster than you think, and these things are not very far off. They are hardly about a few years away. And probably the laggards are going to again have a lot of inequalities created because of this. Adopters will survive. The laggards, or the people who adopt in the later stage, are going to fall behind, and the digital divide will continue. And the more the divide, obviously, all the social problems that come with it. We'll get to that in a bit. So employment in the age of AI. Now we have seen education. With AI, economies will enjoy big gains overall, but these will not be evenly spread. Many existing jobs and firms will disappear. This will lead to huge social and economic inequalities and deprivations. IT and the internet amplify brain power, the same way that technologies and industrial revolution amplified muscle power, right? However, AI will tend to amplify both brain and muscle power multifold. Now we are bringing everything together. So given that a machine can do anything better than us, it can do more efficiently, more productively, then what is it that, why should I hire anybody? Why should we have jobs being created in any field? And this is a big question that we are going to have. Is a degree relevant? Things I marked in red may be more relevant, please. Why should you even do a degree? And are you going to be parked? University campuses are going to become 2-year parking lots. And after that, what do? You leave the campus, and technology keeps changing. How do you upgrade your skills? In any field, it could be medicine, it could be legal, it could be business, it could be software, anything. because things change every 10 months, every 12 months, everything is evolving. Given that, it should be a lifetime learning. It should be a continuous learning process. And if you don't, and if the universities are not equipped for this, I think the skills or the employees that we have are not going to be able to survive the AI age. For the first time in 2025, we have AI-enabled digital employees. Look at the first paragraph, please. That work round the clock with speed and efficiency and at a scale. They do not require to be on payroll or minimum wage, or ask for sick leave or healthcare benefits, or ask for labor rights or pension. Your digital AI works 24/7. And it doesn't question the boss at this time, at this point in time. All these complaints of low pay, fatigue, and lack of security are all human. The very technology that promises growth and speed would also make millions of workers obsolete. AI-skilled employees that retrain and reskill may survive for some time. But so we want a lot of retraining of everybody learning AI, everybody at least in their respective fields. At least for some time, we don't know, for a few decades probably, we could survive this race. Soon AI-enabled digital employees or drones and robots will take over. The pressure on company to recognize humans as employees also will vanish, because they're only going to keep on adding drones. It will be one-man run companies with a lot of drones, or when I say drones, machines. So AI and automation will start replacing anything routine. The next all entry-level jobs. Now students graduate, they go into entry-level jobs. And entry-level jobs can be done by AI. They don't need intelligence or skills of management or strategy. Next, all white-collar jobs, followed by gig workers and low-skilled jobs. Today we have a lot of gig economy, right? Most of the engineering graduate I see as delivery boys, Ola drivers or Uber drivers, different gig. These are part-time people, very underemployed across the country. And this is to the tune of more than 12 million at this point. Gig workers working for Zomato or Swiggy or Blinkit and other type of companies. And Amazon said recently that it's going to adopt drones to deliver products very soon. And it's already started in other countries. It's a matter of time it's going to be done here. It's not very far off. So what happens to these gig employees? How are you going to retrain them, and how are you going to reskill them? These are things which are very pertinent question. And very soon you will, most of the decisions till now we were thinking are data driven. We look at the data, you tell, okay, what decision I should take. Very soon it's going to be data enabled. You don't make the decision, the machine makes it for you. So this is going to be a revolutionary change. None of you will be doing the decision making. And so you're going to have digital CEOs, no longer human CEOs, running things. These are not far-fetched ideas. These are happening very fast. Please understand. Excuse me. These are few people from the industry. JP Morgan CEO predicts that AI will reshape by automating routine tasks, which is standard. All call centers are now closed. They're all AI enabled today. Most of the routine jobs will become AI enabled. I think they should, if they are not as yet done. Dario Amodi of Anthropic warns that AI might eliminate up to half all entry and white-collar jobs within 5 years. So what are you going to tell your students what jobs they're going to go into? This is a big question we have. And this is going to, he predicts unemployment rates would climb to 10 to 20%. And this will create disruption on the stability of any economy, that level of unemployment. Jensen Huang, CEO of NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA, by the way, is the biggest company in the world. It's bigger than Indian economy, right? It's about $4.6 trillion in valuation. Indian economy is around 4.49. at this point. So you can understand the scale and scope at which these people are talking and implementing things. You're not going to lose your job to AI, but you're going to lose your job to someone who uses AI. That's what he says. So all of you have to be AI compliant, AI ready in any field. Brookings Institute, a big research institute, says by 2023 report analyzes how automation and AI disproportionately affects routine and low-skilled workers. Most of the low-skilled workers will go out of business. Sam Altman, OpenAI, you all heard of ChatGPT, right? These guys are the founders. And there's undeniable change in how we work, learn, and interact. Can humanity or society survive massive unemployment? This is a question. No country, USA, China, or India wants AI to take over. But no one is doing anything about it, or when AI becomes ASI, no one will be capable of doing anything. Amazon has already laid off 4% of their workforce this year. You know, USA is going through a recession. Already 22 states have declared recession. And we are going through a situation where very soon 11% of UPS, I think it's already started, they're laying off. When I tell you 4% or 11%, we're talking hundreds of thousands of employees. 80% of all computer programmers, which we predicted just now, and Ola and other things. Previous technologies changes created structural unemployment that made people retrain and change jobs. However, this may not happen with AI. You may not even have a chance to retrain workers because AI itself can do most of these things. Companies will replace humans with AI for profitability. Any company, why do you think their valuation, they're predicting that, at least at this point in time, 4 of the top 10 countries and companies, if you put them in order, 4 are companies. When I say 4 are companies, these are bigger than the rest of the 190 plus countries, each of these companies. However, this may not happen with AI. Companies will replace humans with AI for profitability. It is not like new technologies will make some jobs obsolete and create new jobs. It may not be the case this time. Even though the benefits of AI seems to be, I can't see that. In education or healthcare, transport is huge. They're going to give you a lot of benefits, but we are definitely going to have a disruption. It is predicted that AI will generate 15 trillion value by 2030. Imagine this number. This is discovering America, Columbus discovering America twice. A new economy came into the world economy, right? When America was discovered, a new nation was added, which is a huge virgin land, huge country, and that was a huge, internet was a great addition. But 15 trillion just by next 5 years is double the size of US coming into the world economy at this point in time. So imagine such disruptions. It is a sign of things to come in a post-scarcity society. You please understand the word post-scarcity. Right now, we have poverty, inequalities, etc., etc. We want to have a society which doesn't have any scarcity. We are seeing a shift in the foundations of national wealth from capital to labor to computational intelligence. Wealth will be created through efficiency or productivity. Early adopters, companies and countries that adopt AI will get disproportionate returns more than the later adopters. Of course, India, given the huge digital divide, because about 84% of our population don't have access to any digital device. 84% is a late adopter, obviously. So some nations are going to lead, like in previous technologies, and some nations are going to follow. We are still a follower nation. We cannot be a leader if we don't reduce the digital divide. This is a very, very key aspect that's going to start drawing attention. Will increasing global productivity lead to shared prosperity? This is a question. Shared prosperity involves government policy, geopolitics, redistribution, which is what we should be talking about at this point in time. And I think government of India is doing the right steps. We may not be able to produce chips or pioneers in AI, but we started partnering with US at least to put up data centers and other things here. And very few countries are doing this. After USA, it has been China, and then Saudi Arabia and India seem to be implementing the data center concepts. And these are countries which will reap the benefits. Other countries which cannot afford to put up data centers obviously are going to be laggards again. And you see the inequality there. Elon Musk asking for $1 trillion in salary. This happened about 2 weeks ago and the board approved. $1 trillion. And stock markets are growing, but at the cost of 90% of the population going to be unemployed. What the hell is he going to do with that $1 trillion? That's the big question. Labor theory of value. And I'm using the Marxian word, okay? The labor theory of value. There is a confusion between economists to identify AI in the factors of production. Is AI a capital or is it labor? This is a big question we have, right? And a lot of economists are debating. Some of them put this in as capital. They call it as intellectual capital. Requires lots of computational power and cloud infrastructure and physical infrastructure as well. AI capital is infinitely scalable, can be deployed in 1 million places at no additional cost. Once it's made, it's like a movie. You make a movie, you make 1 million copies of the movie and there's no cost. Like software, similar to that. 8 billion humans can have AI in their pocket, right, in their smartphones. And so you have a big sum of all universal knowledge at your fingertips. Others contradict by saying AI will substitute workers. Therefore, it may have to be categorized as AI is labor. Or if you don't agree to that, then we call it as a fifth factor of production. Because the factors to produce anything, you need land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. So now this is the fifth one. Should we categorize that as a fifth one, or is it still labor and capital? And for every company, you notice a profit function is total revenue minus total cost. Standard basic economics 101, right? And total revenue is price times quantity. Total cost is whatever you pay as rents to the factors of production. To maximize profits, total revenue has to be above cost. How does a company maximize profit at this point in time? How can you get $1 trillion valuations? Whether it is Microsoft or Google or any company in India, TCS or Tata's, the only way is replacing labor, right? You're going to reduce your costs by replacing labor. Companies, to maximize profit, want to be replacing labor and AI that drives productivity. The mad rush for profits will lead to workers being displaced. This raises a fundamental challenge to the capitalistic system. If human labor is a source of surplus value, which is what all capitalists believe, what happens when productive processes is almost entirely managed by AI and machines? This is a question where the capitalist concept is going to fall flat. On the other side, flip side, for Marx or socialistic people, AI is seen as the latest tool for intensifying an exploitation of human labor, or AI-induced unemployment will lead to alienation of workers and depressed wages. So these are another issues that we want to ponder as well. So the new social contract, because social contract is between people and the government, how do they function? Human agencies or human dignity and human welfare must be at the center of any policy on AI going forward. We cannot lose our focus on that. This is a clear and present danger. We must have a community or government stake in every AI company rather than a mad rush for temporary profits. Laying off workers and adopting AI is not a solution if you don't have human agencies being taken care of. For a country like India, given the huge digital divide, at a macro level, employing everyone in the age of AI requires a multifaceted approach involving education, policy, and new social contract. In such a scenario, how should the government prepare to provide for millions of displaced workers? Do you agree with some of the below policy aspects? Massive investment in human upskilling, cross-skilling, and reskilling. Change in policy and taxation reforms to reduce U-tax, because there are going to be no businesses that survive if they are not AI enabled. So you're not going to be taxing people anymore because they're unemployed. You can only tax companies. Any company which adopts AI, tax it. That's how it should be. Universal basic education, universal basic income, everybody given basic income. These are going to become universal rights now. A new charter of rights for humanity. It's not for politics, it's for humanity now. This is the fight we are going to have to face. Universal basic services, everybody has to get all the basic services like water and electricity, even Wi-Fi and other things. Universal basic infrastructure, housing, healthcare, education, etc. Digital tools. So, to conclude, I know there's it's a little philosophical idea on uniformity, and humans strive for diversity within uniformity, whereas missions strive for uniformity within diversity. So this is the paradox, which again it needs a lot of dwelling into. Basically what I'm trying to tell you is, can humans and missions coexist, or is this the beginning of a new class conflict, which we are going to start having to think about. Thank you all.
It's a very bleak picture.
Yeah.
It's a fact also.
Yes, it is a fact, and whether we are helping these, this degeneration to continue or to precipitate itself with the use of AI, that's a big thing, because we know that the earth is degenerating. There is climate change. We are not growing enough food, though we may be claiming otherwise. So AI can't help us to grow food. AI can't stop climate change. AI cannot stop this ecosystemic disaster that is staring us at the face. We are already in the middle of it. But then, even economically, countries are in debt, and our economies are so entangled that we are unable to come out of it. Now today, US is in recession, we'll follow. So it's a very, very bleak picture. Can AI give us a happy answer?
No, see, the AI is a technology which has tremendous benefits, provided you use it well. It's going to revolutionize education. You don't need this much investment into education. Everybody in the world can be educated for free. One thing. Second, healthcare. Huge amount of research outcomes are coming out of AI, because it can analyze data given the GPUs or quantum computing and other things. The processing power is tremendously higher. It's a sum of all. So you're going to have revolution in medical sciences. You're going to have practically revolution in a lot of sciences which have not been solved as yet. And now coming to agriculture, I would tell you, even in India, we are slowly adopting drones for fertilizers, for pesticides, or for even watering. And a lot of technology, these are things which will evolve as we go ahead. And agricultural cost of production is going to come down so drastically, farmers are going to become managers. Like unemployment in the service and industrial sectors, you're going to see unemployment in the agriculture sector as well. Now, the question is, when people become unemployed, what is it that as a social contract the government have to do? Should we provide them minimum basic income to all? Yes. Do we have to provide basic infrastructure, basic services? These are things which are issues pondering. But like you said, there are a lot of unanswered questions. Climate and other things. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
I think, it's very, very alarming scenario for the human race.
Right.
In nutshell, basically, particularly for India and other developing countries, where still we are having around 45% of the labor force is working in agriculture. Right. Where at town 80% of our total workers work in informal sector. Now, the other thing is that, that you are talking about unemployment to basic, entitlements for everybody. Is the strategy is to make a larger part of the population idle? Then if it is becoming idle, what is going to be the significance for the political economy, where everybody, every 5 years, a politician is coming for a votes? What I think you have not touched that upon, because I think what is going to the democracy in that sense, because we don't know the democratic system now. Everything is being controlled by someone. So what are your says on that?
See, I don't have all the answers, number one. Number two, Uh, AI is a technology which can give a lot of benefits to poor countries as well, especially countries like in Africa and other parts of the world, developing world. And like I said, we need a new source. A lot of people are going to be unemployed. The government has to make political decisions. It has to have political policy on this. And it's going to be a new social contract, that's why I was saying. Now we may be giving some subsidies here and there. Maybe you have to give everybody a minimum basic income, minimum basic services. We don't know, this is how it's evolving. But the productivity is going to be so high that it's going to be a post-scarcity society. Productivity in every industry is going to multiply in multiple ways. That is the thought process at this point.
If you see in 60s, 50s, 60s literature, any
Right.
language,
Right.
mechanization was big concern, everybody was worried about mechanization. At the same time, in 1965, our Prime Minister, he asked the country to have food only one time, 1 meal per day,
Right.
because we were deprived of food production.
Right.
Now we are having surplus production because of mechanization, and we are able to provide 5 kgs ration to
85 crore people.
at least 80 crore plus people, right? In 1930s, 40s, the refrigerator, that was a new thing, and it helped people to save and store food items.
Right.
We prevented perishability.
Right.
And now, if you see, any fridge company has not made billions or trillions. It's the Coke and Pepsi, which were basically benefited by that refrigeration. They became the multi-trillion company in the world, right? So it is the product which is going to come. It is not that medium or innovation. So AI is not going to replace teachers, number one, because you have to skill and train. Yesterday somebody was talking about pedagogy and various thoughts.
Right.
Basically, unless you train a particular child ABCD for at least 1 year, it will be very difficult for him or her to pick up that thing. So that will be there.
Yes.
Nursing, hospitals, we are lacking good nurse, good hospitals. Service sector is having plenty. Your AI is not going to replace. It is AI is what? It is virtual thing,
Right.
right?
At
If
this
you are
point,
sitting in AC, you are enjoying, you are having very healthy condition, you can say. But you are again deprived of vitamin D, so you have to again go and roam around in the sun. And you have to take medicines. So these are the things. There will be certain side effects also. So AI is not going to be such a disruptor that it will disrupt the progress of the humankind. It is one tool which we are developing, and I think we should not get afraid of. Rather, we should make best use of it. And for information of the house, I would like to tell that ChatGPT has started giving 1 year free subscription. Earlier, they were charging around 2,000 plus GST 18%. Now they have started for last 2-3 days free of cost. You can make use of it and get benefited, and I think the quality of our many papers which were produced, if you just put those topics in ChatGPT, you will get slightly better content. So, no, I'm not talking about lies. Just upload your paper. I am not telling to prepare paper. Just upload your paper. It will help you. It will assist you. You have to
Can I?
Right.
But you can get corrections.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir, I was wondering, your presentation is basically depicting a picture where the role of human agency seems to be going to be less and less, number one. Number two, AI, the basic property, whatever data that AI functions on, has had a role of human agency, right? So are we trying to say that whatever AI has been functioning on so far, and since the role of human agency will be limited, so in future there'll be a similarity of inevitable results and outcomes based on whatever has been fed so far, one, and the diverse social, cultural, political, economic context that all of us have been talking about would be left out. That's number one. Number two, don't you see scenario, because you're talking about a state intervention, since AI is necessarily a private enterprise, it is in the hands of private companies. So don't you fear the relevance of the states also? If it actually speeds up at the level that it is today, then actually it might transcend that need of going to a state. It might be borderless and doesn't need a USA or India or China to monitor and regulate it.
See, these are technologies which are supranational actors, right? You don't need the nations or sovereignty for limiting technology to one country or the other. These are companies which are multinational. And the way you see how things are going to evolve is, unlike any other technology in the past, unlike any other, this is a totally new animal. And this is going to replace humans. In terms of humans and machines could coexist probably. The way these are evolving till now in the Industrial Revolution, we use technology, humans used it to facilitate various improvements in their quality of life. But for the first time, the machines don't need humans. Machines can work independent of humans. These are threats that we face. And if a mission can be more productive and it can be more faster, as a company, if I'm a businessman, I would rather adopt a mission than a worker. Instead of paying them salaries and making them work and giving them all the benefits, etc., healthcare and pension benefits, I rather hire a mission. And it's a one-time cost, fixed cost for me at this point. So these are things which are issues that needs to be addressed in every field, in philosophy, in psychology, in every field, in IT, right, in and everything.
So
Yeah.
I have one question. I'm Dr. Sunita.
okay.
Actually, that AI and functioning of AI is very much beneficial for those countries who has a very less population and very less manpower. But in India, we have excess of manpower. So already we are facing the problem of unemployment and AI. When AI came and that increase that things again and again. And one more thing that I found, I also use many times that AI, but AI is not gender sensitized. When we are talking about women, he said he. He did not say she. Okay. And one more
No,
thing,
Siri,
in India,
you use Siri on Apple?
and in India,
You use Alexa on Amazon, Alexa, Siri on Apple, and all these are...
in
genders are
India,
different, right?
just let me complete.
See, it's neutral, right?
Just let me clear one thing more. In India, we are facing a discrimination problem. Then how AI is going to face that discrimination? How solve that problem by AI? This is the big question, I think.
That is a paper you should work on. That's a good research question, right?
Yes.
It's a good research paper that you can work on.
Yeah, that's a good research problem. Yeah, correct. I think somewhere we need to stop. Yeah.
Right.
And we would have started this session much earlier. I know this will be a very interactive session because subject is like that. You know, we have a lot of questions. We have.
The problem is there is a hidden objective. This paper is completely about the AI and its use of what is the effect, side effects, profits of everything. But when I was actually listening to you, I was thinking like that, being a student of the social science, if your paper would have been, explain the Indian context, basically Indian context, where we find that the 20% of labor force is migrating from one state to another places because of not having the basic amenities. Second thing is that we are becoming so elite now that what you are talking about the AI, we can purchase that AI. We can take the subscription of AI for getting the accessibility of all those knowledges. And but what about those people who are completely deprived? They even don't know about the AI. They are stuck with some sort of internet giving the entertainment, and they are stuck with that particular things. And there is a competition also within the AI. China has started a different DeepSea, and many have started in that way. So that is not going to benefit it. Some sort of the knowledge control also. Knowledge protection is going up in a different manner. So what you are talking about is completely, technological point of view. But what I suggest is that if you will, frame this particular presentation from Indian context point of view.
You can do
so
that.
Sir.
You can do that, sir.
Yeah.
That's a lot of, like I said, it's an evolving
Yep.
field. Thousands of millions
Yep.
of papers are going to come out. But let's move
But
fast.
sir, you are expertise in that.
No, I'm not an expert, sir. I just presented a paper and it's an evolving field. Let's keep it that. Yeah.
That's so wonderful, sir. A big round of applause to Balacharan, sir. Thank you, sir, for clearing. It started in 1952. 1956, Alan Turing, he coined the question, can machine think? So it's a study of computation that makes it possible to reason, perceive and act. So thank you so much, sir. You ignited a kind of thing. Unless you get updated, you are outdated. So it is very important. Maybe most of you are from social science background, unlike me from the technical background. But it is very important that we need to walk along with the changings and changes. So we all know the first mobile phone is Nokia. Where is Nokia there? Because of the simple mistake of not adapting Android software, they're out. So my humble request to Member Secretary sir, Director sir, maybe you may consider organizing a workshop like this for all of us on the upcoming technologies. I'm a bit afraid. Now Secretary sir has launched the online portal and it's not easy to use. Because, most of us are from different backgrounds. So if we can organize a kind of workshop, hands-on experience kind of thing, we can do it. And AI is not going to compete with human, but it certainly complement with us. And we can work along with. And Sir has rightly pointed out, we can use a lot of AI tools. And I use ChatGPT, but I do not depend on ChatGPT. I just, see, we can use always the tools that are available and we can take advantage of it. So even for social sciences, sir, honestly I tell you, when I attended this interview for Ambedkar chair, I was a professor in computer science. And the interviewer asked me, very honest, a very big professor, I never saw him before. He said, why are you wasting your career? I was so surprised. You're a technical guy, you already have 15 patents. Why you're getting into this? Then I told him, I came to teaching with passion and into this chair with compassion. I want to do something, amalgamate technology towards social needs. So you have the domain knowledge, I have the technology. If we can collaborate, we can bring out miracles. Right? We recently did a field work, education with artificial intelligence, and we did in 5 adopted villages. And in the review meeting, I presented all the details of the outcomes. So I think, sir, we must thank you for selecting this topic. And I request the 2 dignitaries to come over here to give a small honor to Balcharan, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for taking your time. And I understand it takes a lot of time to prepare the whole thing. Sir, you also join, sir. Yeah. Just for a photograph. I think better we come here, sir. No, you please facilitate. Sir, please come here. Balcharan, sir.
He was thinking of AI.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can stand behind you. Yeah, behind. Thank you. A big round of appreciation. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. No, this go. Pack it up.